Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I'm glad you made it. $1,536 per eligible dependent. This is huge because, let's face it, if you had 3 eligible dependents, that's driving a lot of money in the tune of over $4,500 per month into your household. This is a huge benefit that people often don't think about, and it is an add-on. I want to talk about this with you so you're aware of some of the, additional benefits out there from the VA. With that, please, let's go ahead and jump into it. Before we do, though, I want to go ahead and throw on a special thank you to Gary Panett. Gary Panett, thank you so much for the super comment, super chat. I really do appreciate your support very much. Gary Panett, 1059. Thank you. All right, so jumping into this, once you hit eligibility as the veteran for survivors and dependents educational assistance. This is Chapter 35 benefit. Your enrolled dependents that qualify, and we'll go through all of this, will be able to bring in $1,536 for each full month that they're enrolled to receive this benefit. Now, with that being said, personally, I had my wife and my oldest son both on Chapter 35 at the same time, which was pretty great. Now, I'm going to jump into a couple different things here. The first we're going to talk about is the eligibility aspect, and there's more than one way to be eligible as a dependent for Chapter 35. So we want to dive into that first. Hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I truly appreciate it. Every thumbs up and every minute watched really does help the channel expand its reach, which is really what we're trying to do collectively. It takes all of us, right, to share the information. A lot of these things, let's face it, we didn't even know what was available. So let's do better for those coming out after us, or for those that are just now exploring different benefits. So with that, the question is, are you eligible for education benefits through DEA program? Again, this is the Dependents Education Assistance Program. Now, most of the time, you're going to just hear it called Chapter 35. So let's jump into it. There's, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 6, looks like 6 different bullet points here. And it says, you may be eligible for one of these benefits, or for these benefits, if both you and the veteran or service member meet certain criteria requirements. Okay, so remember, it's the veteran, and then it's the dependent that would be eligible for Chapter 35. Now, let's dive into it. One of these descriptions must be true of the veteran or service member. So already we see there's 2 avenues, right? Service member or veteran. So let's dive into these 6 different descriptions, of which one must be true of the veteran or service member. The veteran is permanently and totally disabled due to a service-connected disability, and you can add an S on there, disabilities. So permanent and total. If you are permanent and total at 100%, that means total, and permanent means that they're not going to sever it. This is an important distinction. Now, if you're not sure, let's say that you recently got rated at 100% and it doesn't really say in your award letter that you're permanent and total. So now you're questioning whether you are or are not. Usually you're going to see inside your letter things speaking to the fact that now your dependents could be eligible for CHAMP VA and also DEA or Chapter 35 benefits. If you read that in your letter, you are permanent and total. You can also call the VA directly and ask them. All right, so if the veteran is permanent and total. The next is the veteran died as a result of service-connected disability. Now, here's a funny thing. The cause of death doesn't necessarily have to be service-connected. Ideally it is, but there is on the death certificate an additional spot, and it is for contributing cause of death, and oftentimes the VA counts it as the same. So an example would be a veteran has hypertension that is service-connected. They died of a heart attack. On the death certificate, it says cause of death, heart attack, contributing cause of death, hypertension. Hypertension is a service-connected condition, and the VA will allow that in as an eligibility factor. So keep that in mind. Third thing here, the service member died in the line of duty. or the service member is missing in action or was captured in the line of duty by a hostile force for more than 90 days, or the service member was forcibly detained or interned in the line of duty by a foreign entity for more than 90 days, or, and the last one here is the service member is in the hospital or getting outpatient treatment for a service-connected permanent and total disability and is likely to be discharged for that disability. Okay, so those are the veteran or service member criteria that must be met in order to be eligible as the dependent. Now, if you're the child, you can be married or unmarried. If you join the military, you can't use this benefit while you're on active duty. And if you want to use this benefit after you leave service, you can't have a dishonorable discharge. All right. If you're receiving DIC, dependency and indemnity compensation, you'll need to give up those benefits when you start to use DEA. All right. Now, let's hyper-focus here on, we'll do both. We'll do two. We're going to do the child, and then we're going to do as the spouse. So let's take a look. If you became eligible before, and you as the dependent became eligible before August 1st, 2023, one of these must be true of you to use these benefits. You're 18 years old, or you completed high school, or you have a GED. If you became eligible or turned 18 years old or completed high school on or after August 1st, 2023, you can be any age to use these benefits. All right, so there is one more question, and we're going to go ahead and do this one too. So as an eligible child, is there a time limit to use these benefits? All right, well, it depends, because guess what? The VA is nuanced. There is no time limit if one of these is true. You became eligible for the Chapter 35 benefits on or after August 1st, 2023, or you turned 18 years old on or after August 1st, 2023, or you completed high school or received a GED on or after August 1st, 2023. Generally, you have up to 8 years to use your benefits before you turn 26 years old, if all of these are true. You became eligible for Chapter 35 before August 1st, 2023, and you turned 18 before August 1st, 2023, and you completed high school before August 1st, 2023. In some cases, the 8-year time limit doesn't end when you turn 26 years old. If any of these describe your situation, you may still be eligible to use DEA, Chapter 35 benefits, after you turn 26 years old. You became eligible for DEA when you were between 18 and 26 years old, or your parent died when you were between 18 and 26 years old, or you joined the military. In this case, you can use your DEA benefits for up to 8 years from your discharge date as long as you're under 31 years old. All right, now if you are the spouse, you can get both dependency indemnity, well, yeah, it's flip-flopped in my mind, but we'll just, whatever. So you can get both dependency and indemnity compensation payments and your DEA, Dependent Education Assistance, Chapter 35. If you get divorced, you'll no longer be eligible for DEA benefits. If you join the military, you can't use this benefit while you're on active duty. And if you want to use this benefit after you leave service, you can't have a dishonorable discharge. If the veteran dies and you remarry, you'll no longer be eligible for DEA benefits that you qualified for through that eligible veteran. There are 2 exceptions listed here if you remarry after a veteran dies. The VA will restore your remaining DEA benefits if either of these describe your situation. Your new marriage was on or after January 1st, 2004, January 1st, 2004, and you were at least 57 years of age, or your new marriage ends due to death or divorce. All right, so as a spouse, when can you start using the benefits if you are eligible as a spouse? Well, let's see. Your benefits start on the date we, the VA, determine that you're eligible, or on the date of the veteran's or service member's death. As an eligible spouse, is there a time limit for you to use these benefits? Well, it depends. Again, more nuance, right? If the event that qualified you for dependency and indemnity, not dependency and indemnity, dependent education and assistance happened before August 1st, 2023. If the event that qualified you for Chapter 35 happened before August 1st, 2023, there's a time limit to use your benefit. In most cases, your benefits end after 10 years. So, for example, let's just say in 2020, the veteran becomes 100% permanent in total. The spouse now has 10 years in most cases to be eligible to use Chapter 35 in most cases. So that's just, it's important to know, right? Time clicks by. Next thing you know, $1,500 is out the door because you were not prepared and you weren't taking advantage of all the benefits available. Next bullet point, there's three more here. If we rated the veteran, we the VA, rated the veteran as permanent and totally disabled, and the veteran later dies, you'll get another 10 years of eligibility. If the service member died on active duty, your benefits end after 20 years. If we rated the veteran as permanently and totally disabled with an effective date that's within 3 years after discharge from active duty, in most cases, your benefits end 20 years from that effective date. If the event that qualified you for Dependent Education Assistance, Chapter 35, happened on or after August 1st, 2023, there is no time limit to use your benefits. So all the other time limits were if the event qualified prior to August 1st, 2023. Now, if it's after August 1st, 2023, then there is no time limit to use your benefits. All right, very important stuff. And look, here's a couple more things that we'll dive into. You may be able to get the monthly payment to help you cover those costs for school expenses while you're participating in on-the-job training or an apprenticeship as well. If your school or training started before August 1st, 2018, which probably is not the case, you may be able to get up to 45 months. Now, for most people, if your school or training started on or after August 1st, 2018, you may be able to get up to 36 months of benefit. Now it says here, notation, you may also get educational and career counseling. All right, so you'd want to make sure that the school is a VA-approved school. As far as the payments, again, this is affected by a different cost of living adjustment that typically gets announced in September, which is the month that we're in now. Once that comes out, I'll update everybody with that new amount. But as of now, effective August 1st of 2024 through the end of September 2025, the amount for full-time enrollment is $1,536 for each full month. The VA will pay you, the beneficiary, directly. It's up to you to pay the school. If you go to Harvard, it's going to take every nickel and you're going to have to pay extra. If you go to a community college or an online school, you're going to pocket a lot of that $1,536. Now, if you go 3/4 time enrollment, it's $1,214. If you go half time, it's $890. With that, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you very much. Have a great one. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.